Hello, welcome. Just setting it up here. All right. Okay. Welcome to the stream. So now this session I'm not gonna talk so much. I have a bit of sore throat and I need to. I'm not gonna talk so much. I'm just gonna try and focus on the work. But if anyone joins and start to chat, I can talk with them. But for now, I'm just going to work. Well, I can explain a little bit what I'm gonna work on. So, well, last time I ended up trying to get like player animations working, but I'm pausing that for a little bit because right now I'm kind of thinking about sort of the map a little bit. So I'm gonna focus on that this time. And here you can see sort of the latest sort of environment that I'm working on. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna maybe open up GIMP and I'm gonna sketch like let's do it like this. I'm gonna sketch like the map, I think. So let's do something like this, maybe. Okay. So it's gonna be very abstract here. Right. So we'll have, this will be, let's see if I can get my drawing pad working here. Right. So this will be the village. Okay. And I was thinking of having kind of like a swamp area somewhere around here. And then here is gonna be more rocky region here. Oops. And there's also gonna be like underground here. Underground. And rocky. So just for like the demo, I don't think I'm going to get to all of these. Well, I don't know, but I'm gonna focus on, well, the village is sort of mostly done, but it's just one screen basically. But actually we could expand it, I guess, also if you want, but sort of the layout that I want is this part to be sort of like a swamp area, and that's like the first area that you're gonna go to, I think. Or I might do like just normal, maybe foresty area, maybe before the swamp. Could be something like this, so the swamp is over there, because the swamp area feels like more maybe advanced or whatever. So what if we move this over here, and then we'll have like maybe more. We can still have, I mean, it's not gonna be like a swamp here, but we can still incorporate parts of like the swamp environment, like parts of the forest. I mean, everything is a forest basically here, but this is just normal forest. But then you can have some parts where you have a little bit more swampy stuff, but at the swamp it's like very swampy. And then you have this rocky region, and probably gonna have more things to the right here. So I think the layout is gonna be more like on a line like this. I don't know really. I guess it depends on how we proceed with the thing. But so there's gonna be, I guess we can draw some connections. So this connected like that. And then this is connected like this. And then I think this is gonna be connected like this. Yeah, I don't know. Something like this. Yes. So yeah, I'm gonna focus on village and the first area. So the forest is gonna be the area that I wanna focus on. Maybe I will try to sketch like how the forest area actually looks in more detail. It's also, I'm trying to think about like how do I want the layout to be? How do I want the maps to be? Like, because it sort of plays, well, the details plays a lot into kind of the abilities that you're gonna pick up. So I haven't really decided on exactly what abilities you're gonna pick up, so we don't really know like how the level design is gonna look in like super detailed mode. But I'm thinking we should be able to, at least in a more abstract and more like lower resolution, if you say maybe define sort of the areas, and sort of loosely defining the areas and the different, because yeah, I mean, I think I want it to feel sort of like, I don't know, I don't wanna like set mark the game with something that's not gonna be fulfilled, but my initial thought was to have something in the sense of a Hollow Knight, but it's the way that I'm thinking about the layout now, it's gonna be way more vertical, or sorry, horizontal than vertical. In Hollow Knight, it's very vertical. It's like a rectangle where, like if you think about the whole map, the whole map is kind of like this, I think. I mean, it's sort of, it could be a square if they added a little bit, but it's sort of like this. But I'm thinking maybe more like this, since it's like a forest and you're going down. Like in Hollow Knight, it's more like a cave that you're descending into, so it makes sense. And we're gonna have that here as well. We're gonna have, excuse me, underground and stuff like that as well, and you can have caves as well. It's just that how you're gonna, like, how you are like navigating the map. I mean, it's gonna be yeah. And of course there's gonna be like waypoints, like that you can fast travel between the different places. So there's gonna be like convenience there. So I think if you wanna like take, I mean, the good thing about having a vertical, I guess, is it's a different type of traveling. So you're traveling by jumping up all the time. You're jumping, like ascending or descending. But having more horizontal is gonna be more running. And I mean, the layout in Hollow Knight is like they have both things, and I guess we could have the same thing here. Most Metroidvanias have, I guess, that kind of layout. But yeah, the crux is more like, okay, so we can't define the levels like super detailed because we don't have sort of a guide telling us like what abilities do we have, how do we design this. But we could sort of, I guess, design sort of on a higher level, I guess. And this is not really to scale as well. The village is way smaller. It's like just one like this maybe. And then you go to the forest and you have perhaps like a bunch of those areas that's like the size of the village. So the forest layout could be like, because the forest, I mean, of course you have trees, you've got perhaps one or two big rocks, rocky type stuff. You can have like hills. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of things that you can do. You can have like mounts and holes that you can go into, kind of going through a hill area, and then you can also jump up on the hill. So I guess you can do a lot of things because the world is sort of miniature. And that could be one of the abilities also, to like be able to dig through stuff, I guess. But maybe I should think also more. I was thinking maybe more abstract and not think about the environment, and then because then you can. I mean, that's one way to do it also. Like you can think very abstract and not think about like how does this fit into the environment that we're in, like realistically, and just make it gameplay based at first, like white boxing or whatever it's called, and then. Once you have that, then you try to fit the environment into that. Okay, I think that probably makes more sense because the gameplay is gonna have the more focus. But I mean, you can always change the design a little bit based on, oh yeah, this fits for a rock or this fits for like a mossy hill or something. then you can fit that. Then you can like redesign it and fit it in there. So maybe that will be a good way to do it. And in that case, we could just make the tile set. We could just use like these black squares for now, and we don't really need to even make any graphics for it. So we can like sort of map out the level, because then it might be easier also to think about what abilities we want to make for that. So maybe let's make a new picture here. And we'll think about, so this would be, whoops, the forest. So you have some sort of entrance over here to the village. And whoops. And I guess you would have somewhere you would have like an entrance to the swamp. But we're not gonna worry about that for now, I guess. We could just try to fit that in somewhere later. So let's not worry about that for now. So yeah, I'm thinking you will enter at sort of ground level here. Okay. I shouldn't think about the environment. I should think about like the different maps. So let's just do like, you can have sort of a long corridor. And let's make another piece there. You could have like you go below the ground as well. So you could have like there's a thing going down like this. And perhaps a thing going over here. And maybe this even goes down like this. And there. And I can have, so this could be sort of like a, so this could be like the sort of the entrance area that you have to go through, and then you get into sort of like more, like here you can choose the path, so you can go down, you can go left, maybe even go up from here. And then another horizontal. And then you can have, I guess, like some sort of Tetris piece. Maybe? You can maybe have like, I don't know, maybe like, I want to leave room for this. Like small rooms like this. Maybe it's a secret. Maybe, I don't know. It's a reward or something, I don't know. So how I want this to lay out also is like, yeah, it's gonna be open to have like a lot of secrets. Maybe there's a secret over here as well, something like this. But then I also want to think about like, when do we get like some sort of ability? So each level, so this is like one area, and each area is gonna have is what I'm thinking, like the gameplay loop basically is gonna have, well, it's gonna be pretty classic, like you get one ability or upgrade, or perhaps even multiple, we'll see, but you're gonna get some sort of upgrade so that you feel the progression, and you're also gonna get well, of course, you're gonna encounter like new enemies and stuff. But there's also gonna be a boss, and the boss will be, well, it's a boss, and when you clear the boss, the environment's actually gonna change. Is what I'm thinking. It's not gonna change like drastically It's not gonna change layout wise. It might open up new paths, like shortcuts or things like that. But the layout's gonna stay the same, but the whole area is gonna be like changed like graphically, and there's gonna be new entities, new objects to play around with, new puzzles to solve. So basically you go through an area and you defeat a bunch of monsters and solve maybe a little bit of puzzles. Then you get to the box, kill the boss, the whole area transforms, and now there's more emphasis on solving puzzles, and there's gonna be monsters as well, but not as many as it was the first time you entered. So the first time you enter is gonna be more like monster infested. But then after you kill the boss, it's gonna like calm down a little bit. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, and that sort of also makes it maybe feel like, yeah, once you've cleared the area, it's gonna be more easily traversed as well. So, but if that is a fun thing to do, well, that remains to be seen. So once we're done with this like initial area, I guess that we'll find out if it's gonna be fun or not. Maybe even make 2 areas, and then you will have the feeling of traversing between multiple areas and feel like, okay, is this like, because it's gonna be lots of exploration, and you're gonna try and find secrets and solve puzzles, and yeah. But anyway, let's see. Let's say we could have a thing here as well. And here, maybe. Maybe like this. It's nice to think also maybe about the size of the area. But I'm thinking also like the first area is gonna be like not as big. So I think maybe I will start by focusing on like sort of the happy path. Probably not what it's called here. The happy path is like a programming term, but like the path that's gonna go straight to the boss, I guess. Like what do you need to get to the boss and how we're gonna get it. I guess what you need to get to the ability is also like yeah, I should also share this stream, I guess. Yeah, so maybe like a mini boss to get the actual ability. I mean, usually now modern games does have more of a challenge to get like those kind of upgrades. Like all upgrades are hidden behind suitable challenges. Like old games, you could just get an upgrade randomly. But I think, I mean, yeah, I could just put it into, I mean, let's say, you go over here and you go up there and go over here, and then perhaps we go up here, and there's a big room where there's like a mini boss or like a puzzle or whatever, and here you get the upgrade. So I'm just gonna denote it with this sort of icon, and then once you have the upgrade, you can maybe go over, maybe we have like, you know, this is maybe like a boundary where if you don't have the upgrade you cannot go up there. Maybe it's the same thing here, so we'll have some sort of this thing, and here's a boundary, and then this will eventually, I guess, lead into the boss as well. So this would lead into a big room over here, and this is the boss. Okay. So I guess it's kind of close, but maybe even, you know, you have boundaries, like maybe you have a boundary over here or a boundary over here, so that you can sort of, okay, you go down here and and then you think, oh, how do I get past here? And then you go up here, and I mean, maybe this is not a good place for it, I don't know. Well, actually, maybe there could be a boundary here and a boundary here, so once you go down here, it's like, well, I can't do anything. But you go, so then you're forced to take this path, and perhaps a boundary over there, and here you get some sort of reward, and here you get some sort of reward, and here you get some sort of reward. So there's like basically a very classic thing. Maybe the boundary should even be closer here, I don't know, but something like this perhaps. And I don't have any idea what the actual upgrade is gonna be, what it's gonna do, or what it's gonna enable you to do, but this is like very abstract thing, and then we also have to fit this into the environment at the end. I mean, if you're underground, it's very easy to just carve this out into a cave, but now we're actually above ground and in the forest. So I think one way we could do it is, well, as I've said, there's a lot of things that you could do. This could be like the ground level here. This could also be ground level, however it's like at another like sort of elevation, or like you're on the hill or something. And then down here is gonna be maybe like someone dug a hole here, and there's like a huge mound that you can walk around in, and then it go like you climb up out of the mound over here, and then you can basically climb up onto this hill area. And maybe here there's a tree that you can, maybe the background here is like a tree, and then once you enter here, you enter like a tree area perhaps, something like that, because then you can suddenly climb all the way up there, you can climb there, and then you also see, it's called sort of see the tree in the background from here. So from these areas you can see the tree in the background, and then when you go up here, you actually go into the tree. So it's kind of like you're both traversing horizontally, but then when you're traveling vertically, you're sort of also traveling like into the distance as well, like in like forwards, like towards the horizon, I guess, like into the tree here. It's not like the tree is like sitting on top of all this. It's like in the background, so you go into there. Maybe the tree. Maybe it's even. You can even have a portal, I guess, instead of having these. Maybe actually, when you enter here, perhaps this is like a portal into the tree here. So this is the tree, and this is the hill. This is the hill. This is the tree. So now all this is like the tree area. This is like the ground level. And then this is like a mound or something. And this is like a hole that goes up into yeah, so this is the ground. You go in here, you climb up onto the hill, you go into the tree, and then all this is in the tree. So it's kind of like a hollow thing in the tree. And yeah, and I guess this is, I mean, it's really small if you compare it to maybe other Metroidvanias. I don't know. I mean, it depends on how large these areas actually are, I guess. But if we just design these very, like, quickly with sort of just very rudimentary graphics. It doesn't have to have any graphics. It's just gonna be like black squares everywhere for the tiles, for the ground. So then you kind of lay out this entire thing, and yeah. And then we'll have to think about what the upgrade is gonna be. I mean, digging is not actually a bad idea. I mean, it fits into... Maybe I should think about more like how gameplay wise, like, not forget about the environment, forget about sort of fitting it into the environment first, and try to think about, okay, what kind of effect would it give you, and what would make sense for like a first item as well. How would it affect like future designs? Well, I guess you could just design it how you want. Like, probably always gonna be able to figure out a way to have reasonable boundaries. But yeah, I think this is a nice start. I think we'll start here and just try to... The only thing now I'm thinking about is like the scale of this. I'm not sure what the scale would be for each of these tiles here. So I'm just gonna... I have to be here a couple of minutes, but I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just reading about. I'm thinking about streaming on Twitch as well, but I've heard that sometimes that it has been forbidden to stream. Like Twitch don't want you to stream on multiple stuff, but apparently that has been changed. Let's see. Only if you ensure quality. Okay. Engagement. Do not provide links or otherwise direct your community to leave Twitch for your Smegcast and other services because we value the community on Twitch and integrity. Okay. So I can stream it on YouTube. Because I feel that Twitch it's like more, I don't know. Maybe I should just continue here. You do not use third-party services that combine activity from other platforms or services on your Twitch stream during your simulcast, such as merging chat or other features to ensure Twitch community is included in the entirety of the experience of your live stream. But if you merge the chats, they are included. Okay. Let's see. I do have Twitch. So wondering how I can do it, like, technically. Okay. Just setting up some stuff here. Okay. Wonder how this could be set up in OBS. Wait, doesn't this go against the guidelines? Okay, so you can multi-stream, apparently. explain. Okay. Okay, so they will give you a warning if you're breaking the rules, so I guess I could just try it out and see. Right. No links. You cannot provide links to other streaming platforms. Yes. Only display Twitch chat. While simulcast Twitch on, you must prioritize this Twitch chat. That means that you can use third parties to combine live chats from multiple platforms. You just can't display a combined live chat. Okay. Well, that's fine. I'm not showing chat anyway, so. Twitch stream quality must be superior. Yeah. With OBS, create a restream account, connect Twitch and other. Okay, I guess I'll try this restream thing. Wait, I thought there was a free. Oh, it costs 16 a month or 19. Wait, I thought there was a free version. Okay, so there is a free. They're just trying to advertise that they have, you can upgrade, so you can stream to 2 different things, which is perfect. Okay, so I'll have to stop this here, so I'll stop and I'll start a new stream.